All right, hello, welcome back, fellow coder, to this next lesson in our FreshVotes series. In this one, we are going to tidy up, pretty up our comments section and actually make it more functional in terms of being able to post a new comment. I'm probably overstretching there. We'll probably only be able to do one of those two things. So I'll start with functionality first, and then we'll pretty it up afterwards. So let's add the functionality to be able to add a comment. Because currently I've only been adding comments via the database insert statements and whatnot. So if we go to a feature request, we have these things here. You can type in a comment, but then you can't, say go, save, whatever. You can say save up here, but I don't believe that'll save a comment. That'll just save, that'll just save the feature. So, let's add a save button down here. So that is basically... leave a comment below, text area. So this stuff is already in a form. And then we have the comment threads. Let's actually add a little horizontal rule, HR tag, just to give a little bit of a separation between leaving a comment and then the comments that were previously left. So a slight visual thing there, visual aid. And then below here, essentially, we'll need to add a submit button. And maybe we'll do that in a new div so that it goes in the next line down. Input type equals button, class equals btn primary, I guess, to make it nice and blue. And then we'll say, add comment. Input? No. Why am I blanking on input type equals button? Why doesn't it like... Is it usually value? Oh my goodness. Button type. Button. And then I guess you can get rid of type so that it's not a submit. Lowercase b, there we go. So now we should have add comment. And now when I click add comment, essentially what it's going to do is it's going to, at least I think it won't submit the form because we don't have type equals submit. So yes, we want type equals submit. That way it will just automatically post the form that this button is residing inside of when you click on it. If you get rid of type equals submit, I think it defaults to type of button. I can't recall off the top of my head. But if the type is button, then it won't submit the form. You'll need to add some JavaScript code to tell it to do that. In any case, it will post to form action blank, which means it'll post to itself, which is actually not what we want to do because up here we have another form that posts to itself, and that is for submitting this information up here. So when you post to product/product ID/feature/feature ID, it will try to update the details of the feature, not leave a comment. So essentially what we want it to do is we want it to post to the root of where we are and then add probably comments. So let's augment this with time leaf, and let's use our syntax here for adding a URL, which is products/product ID features/feature ID /comments. Because if we're posting to the comments endpoint, that means we are adding a new comment, so that's cool. And then we need to put round brackets, I think, to specify what product ID and feature ID are. I believe, this time leaf syntax is sometimes confusing, but I think this is how you do it. Product ID equals, and then use Spring expression language to say what the product ID is, which is what? How do I get access to the product ID on this page? Is it feature.product? Yeah, I think it's feature.product is how to get the feature.product.id. Yeah, because .product will get the whole object, won't it? I think .product will get the whole object, and we only want the ID. So that's how you do that, I think. Again, we'll see. We'll run the thing and see if there's any compilation errors. Then we have feature ID equals what? Spring expression language, feature.id, because we should have we should have feature on the model. I see myself referring to feature already, obviously because I just did it here. So that's how we specify what a feature ID is here. We map it here, and how we specify what a product ID is, we map it here. So that's good. So that should work. Now, when I post to this endpoint, the next question is, is there a controller that's listening on that endpoint, on this endpoint with a post, right? Because we are doing a form action. Oh, we don't have a method here. Method equals post, right? So I got to tell the form what to do. The action or the method is going to be a post. So yeah, do we have anything on this endpoint? Well, that will be in the comment controller. Product. So we only have a get, so we don't have a post. So let's put a post mapping, and we'll put it as the root because the root is the correct endpoint that we want to work with. We won't put response body. Well, should we put response body? So the lazy way is to not do a response body, and therefore it will post and add a comment and refresh the entire page with your comment, which is the lazy way to do it, which is not the good way. But how do I feel about that? Should we start doing it the non-lazy way right away? Let's do it the lazy way first to make sure it works, and then we can make things better afterwards by using response body, and I'll show you how to do that as an AJAX call, which will then tie into the other functionality of being able to reply to existing comments as well. So post mapping, what should this do? This should return a string because it's going to be a view. We're going to redirect to the same endpoint that almost the same endpoint. We're going to redirect to this endpoint without the slash comments. Essentially just to load this view back up. So we'll load up this view. String, we'll say, post comment. Do I need anything here to add a new comment? I believe, what does a comment need? Comments require a user, a feature, and that's it. So I need a user and a feature. I don't need a product ID. So I will pull what the user is, which is the authenticated principal. User, and the path variable feature ID. Yes. So my eyes went up here. So that's how the path variable means it's already in the URL. It's already in the path, URL path. So it's called feature ID, so I could grab it there, and it is going to be a long. Okay, Control-Shift-O to import my stuff. Import from FreshVotes, domain user. Cool. And really, we want to return a redirect back to this endpoint. Right? Only product ID is going to be something. It's going to be... shoot. Then I do need to read in the product ID. Okay. Because I was going to type in product ID, but then I don't have a variable called product ID right now because I need to read it from the... Anyway. That's all right. Feature ID. So it's saying, hey, what's a product ID? I don't know what that is. So that's annoying. We will also read that in here. I'll just sort of copy this guy, put a new line, paste it here, change feature ID to product ID. There we go. And I have something is messed up in... Why is this messed up? What's syntax error to complete? Huh? Oh, I need a comma. There we go. And that's weird, right? I was lacking a comma, but it was telling me that my curly brackets were off. But so that's misleading. But anyway, okay. So cool, we do that. But that won't do anything, right? If I click on the if I refresh the page and click on the add comment button, it's not going to do anything other than refresh the page. At least it should refresh the page, right? And it does. So I can type stuff in, add comment. But as you can see, there's no comments being added. So it is going in here and it is redirecting, which is good, but that's not helpful because that doesn't do anything. So we also need to bring in the comment itself, right? So the comment needs to come from the UI. So that's also something we need to map out inside of the feature. So the whatchamacallit here, leave a comment below. So text area needs to map to an actual comment, right? So first of all, do we have a comment object on the model? No, we don't. So we should put one, just a new empty comment on the model so that we actually can work with it. And over here with that new comment, we can then say, instead of doing an ID here, we can do a th field equals comment dot text, right? Because I think that's what a comment needs. Let me just double check what the comment values are. So it needs an ID that will be automatically generated. Text is going to be grabbed from the UI. User is passed in already on the model, or on the in the controller. Feature. So yes, we need to pass the feature inside of that, just like we do up here, right? We pass a feature. Well, we don't actually. We pass. Well, we also need the CSRF token, but we pass the here we pass the feature ID, but we need to pass the whole feature, I believe. Is that true? Do we need to pass the whole feature? Yes, because that's what we need to inject into the comment. So in the form. So just under the form tag, we have the CSRF token. Hidden feature is the field. And then, sorry, what else do we need? Feature control, no, comment. So the comment object, ID gets generated automatically. Text is passed in because we are mapping it as a field. User will grab from the authenticated user or principal that we already have in there. Feature object will now be saved as a hidden field. Comments will be null because this is going to be a root level comment that we're adding. Comments will be null, or an empty tree set, because it doesn't have any children. Comment is going to be null because this is a parent level. And then create a date we will assign ourselves. So that's pretty much all we need to pass in. We just need to pass in that feature to make things work, and then map the field here to be comment.text. Then we also need to change this because the ID here is probably going to change to be text. Is what I forget how it generates the ID automatically. We'll take a look at that. We'll see what ID it automatically generates. Okay, let's reboot the server. And then that way in our comment controller, in here, hopefully the comment object will be populated with something. So let's actually start the server up in debug mode so we can take a look at the comment object and make sure that its value looks good such that we can actually save it with the comment repo call. We can do comment repo.save and pass in this comment object. Okay, so refresh the page. Two things I want to do. First is if I click on this leave a comment, does it highlight the text area? It does. Cool. So that means I got the IDs correct. So the ID, if I, let me inspect the element. The ID for this text area is going to be text because it's comment.text, and usually it just takes the dot, whatever the field name is, and uses that as the ID. So that worked. So now let's leave, some text, maybe with some spaces, and say add comment. And good, I hit my breakpoint. Fantastic. Let's hover over comment and see what's in there. Look at that. So comment is null, which is good. Comments should be an empty set, tree set, which it is. Created date is null, so we need to set it ourselves. Feature is null, which is unfortunate because I thought it would have been passed in through our call. Yeah, that I thought was going to be automatically populated. ID is null. It should be because it should be. This is a new comment, so that means it should be null. Text is exactly what I typed in, and user is null, but that's okay. We can set it with our authentication principle. So the only thing that went wrong there is the feature didn't work. So do I need to say comment dot feature? Yes. Is it going to know what to do with that? Oops, I guess I didn't need to stop the server. Let me save the HTML page. Is it going to know? Because, yeah, I need to set it into the comment, right? Comment is the object that I want to populate with something. And just like I do down here, right? Comment.text, we're saying the text is what we want to populate. Well, comment.feature, feature is what we want to populate inside a comment. The question is, does it know what value to insert? Will it be smart enough to insert the feature that we're currently looking at? I don't know. Let's find out again. Add comment. No, feature still null. So how do we solve that problem? Because we'll probably see it on view page source. We'll see that the feature, or the comment, where is it? Pending review, form group, comments here. Yeah, feature, so the value is just blank. So I think then we need to set the value, right? Can we say value equals th value equals feature? Is that how we do it? Maybe that's feature. Yeah, that I feel like that's correct. Oh, it's been a while since I've done this stuff. So add a comment. No, still no. Is that because it didn't? I refreshed the page, right? I think I did. View page source. Form group. Title description. Hidden feature value is blank. Okay, so, I mean, this is not the worst case or the worst thing that could happen. So you see these guys up here have values. So I guess it doesn't like, do I have, first of all, do I have, yeah, I have, yes, I have a feature on the model. So that's why I thought you would be able to do that, right? Comment.feature and set the, or comment.feature is the th field and the value is feature. And I spelled that correctly, right? Yes. I would have thought that would have worked, and I'm not exactly sure why it didn't. But like I said, that's okay. So let's ignore this hidden type solution for now, and let's go into the controller. And basically, what we can do is this is not, or sorry, into the comment controller. This is not the most ideal situation, but what we can do is just we can load. We have the feature ID, so we can load it from the. We can auto wire in the feature repository. Oops. Feature repo. And then we can say feature repo dot find by ID, and the ID is feature ID, right? And have it return feature OPT. And basically we can say if feature OPT is present, then we can say comment dot feature set feature feature OPT dot get, basically. Okay, and that's sort of the same thing we're going to do with comment dot set user. We're going to set it to be the user, and we're going to say comment dot set created date equals to new date. Comment dot what else? Set comment, that's going to be null. This should be empty set. That's already set. That we just loaded and set. ID should be null. Text is set automatically. User is set by us. So there we go. And then we can say, Control-Shift-O to import the Java util date, because that was missing. And then we can say comment repo.save comment. Okay, so that should do the trick. So we refresh, we log in. So now we can say test comment number 15, right? Because 14 is the last one. So if I say add comment, it's going to hit my breakpoint. And I see my breakpoint was after the comment repo.save, but you see it did an insert into comment. Fantastic. And if I hover over comment, hopefully, yeah, everything is set except for, well, the ID is set now because it automatically generated an ID because I did a save. So comment is blank, comment is null, created date is whatever today's date is. Yeah, so that all looks great. And if I return the redirect, it'll redirect me, and here's the comment number 15 at the bottom. Perfect. So that works flawlessly now. I'm pleased. Test comment number 16, add comment, boom, 16's at the bottom. Perfect. So that works great. Now, obviously the next thing is you should be able to reply to existing comments, right? So that's the next step, is we need to be able to do that. But I think first, let's augment these comments a little bit. Let's make them a bit prettier, and then we can add our reply link for each of the comments. That way, when we can set up the next step, which is being able to reply to existing comments as well. So we'll make these look pretty in the next lesson and add the start of the next part of the functionality, which will be a reply button and maybe even a delete button, right? If you want to delete your own comment, you should probably be able to do that too. So cool. Cool. Looking forward to see you guys in the next one. If you like these videos, hey, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and should be in the description below, unless you're not watching this on YouTube, in which case, hey, maybe you should consider subscribing there. I try to put out nice free content like this as frequently as possible, hopefully every week. But hey, sometimes life gets in the way. I tried my best, ladies and gentlemen. So anyway, until the next time, take care of yourself. Happy learning, and bye for now.